What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. My name is Marcus. For those of you that don't know, we do this every week. Pretty much just answer any eBay questions you guys got. Like to just share the knowledge that I do have, whatever little bit that may be, to help you try to grow your eBay business for free. Hey, you like that rhyme there? Appreciate everybody for coming, hanging out. Hopefully, everyone is doing well. We got a few people in the building already. We got James, because I'll be watching hockey, but I had to say I love the thumbnail. LOL. Hey, scrub them bubbles, man. Appreciate you coming and watching. I hope the Blues win. Let me see. Laura says, "What's up?" Laura says, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Appreciate you coming and hanging out." Scott, hello. How you doing, bro? Lisa says, "Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. It was actually pretty good for me. I hope everyone else did as well." What's up, Jessica? How are you? We got Sue in the building. What's going on, channel member? How are you? We will be meeting this Saturday at noon Central Time for our members only private live stream. I mean, Chief Stacks, my guy, what's going on, bro? Hope you're doing well. I gotta upload that Patreon call. I'll upload the morning call from today. I it slipped my mind, so that way you can catch it, because I know you didn't show up this morning. Hope you're doing well though, bro. Chris, what's going on, bro? How are you? Tim, my guy, what's going on, bro? I was glad to see you yesterday at the Benz, man. Like I said, I kind of gotten worried about you because I hadn't seen you in a minute. Glad you're doing okay though. Tags for you. Hey, I think I've seen you before. It's been a minute since you've been here though. Ayla or Alla? Ayla? I don't know. What's going on though, bro? Chief Stack says Dixon's Pickens Accountability Group in the building. I'll be on the call in the AM. That's what's up. Darren, what's going on, man? How's it going? That boy getting it in on the bicycle on the photo. I see you, bro. Fitness. I was walking through the park the other day. This guy that goes to my church drove by me. He's like, "You need a ride?" Hold on, let me turn my AC off. It's like, "You need a ride?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm exercising." "What are you doing?" I'm going for a walk, bro. All right, like that. It's not strange. I'm in a park with a water bottle. Bryce, what's going on, man? Hope you and your wife are doing well. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Travis, what up, my guy? Jay says, "Yo, yo, yo, what it do?" You can answer this later. How does Tex set up his clothes on the racks with the color and number system? So it's actually pretty simple, right? So he's got the racks, and he does it by date, and then he does it by color and by the type. So like there's going to be like hypewear in one section of the warehouse, there's going to be sportswear in another section of the warehouse, and it's all going to be color coded. So it's going to be all the black tees that got listed on January 1st that are of this category are going to go to one section. All the rap tees are going to go to another section. All the sports tees are going to go to another section. And they just get listed by date, and there's going to be a placard on the rack for I think it's every 2 weeks, there's a placard. So you got to think he's listing 250 items a day, right? But probably out of those 250, there's only going to be like maybe 20 black items that go into one section. So like if you're looking for this one black shirt, it's going to be in like this much space, maybe a foot and a half at the maximum of space. So it's really easy for them to go find their items in that category. Now, if it happens to be two of the same kind, they'll look for like a loose thread or like some determining like flaw, not necessarily a flaw, but like a stitch or something that can determine, okay, this is the exact one I'm looking for, even though there's three of these shirts in the same spot. So that's pretty much how he does it. And then as he consolidates it, he just slides everything down to one end of the rack and adds a new placard every 2 weeks to give you an idea of when things were put on the rack by the date that they were listed. Then he keeps his hats in bins by sports, was the Major League Baseball, whatever the divisions are. Same with football, the national champions. I don't watch any sports, guys, so I don't know what the leagues are. But he separates the leagues, or he separates the NFL and the MLB, and I guess he does the same with hockey by the leagues that they're in. And then he keeps jeans on a shelf. I think by brand. Jared, what's going on, man? Hopefully I'll catch you in the private members only chat this weekend, 12 Central. 7C Clark, what's going on? How are you? It's been a while. I'm in Chris and Tech's group as well. That's what's up. So you know a lot of what I was just talking about with Tech's setup then. What's up, Sal? Another Dixon's picking member right there, bro. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Uh Hope everybody's doing well. J6, what up, bro? Dropped the ball today. Accidentally dropped FedEx package and USPS drop shoot. Learn from my mistakes. Have a bag for each carrier you drop off. Yeah, that's tough, bro. I I only go to the USPS for that specific reason. Number one, I don't want to drive to multiple different locations. I was going to like FedEx or going to UPS and then going to USPS just to save a few dollars. And at the end of the day, man, like my time is worth more than the few dollars that I'm going to save by choosing different shipping methods. Now, if I was still shipping like big gigantic VCRs and like even some boxes like of shoes new in box, like that's going to cost a lot more going to USPS than it will UPS or even FedEx. But that's why I got out of selling those things. It's a flat fee for a flat rate envelope, and it's probably going to be cheaper than it will be at USPS or UPS. UPS is just, for me, it was a lot cheaper with bigger items, and since I'm shipping clothing now, just it's easier for me to do it the way that I'm doing. But sorry to hear that that happened to you, man. Were you able to get the package back? Um, how have sales been doing for you? Ours have been pretty consistent lately. Mine are consistent. Um, Even on my bad days, they're not like I haven't gone under 300 in at least a week and a half, 2 weeks. So that's pretty good. Um, no, my new low is like 400, 450. So I mean that's okay. I prefer to stay up in my like highs is 650, like seven. I think I got up to 715 for the highest of the year so far, maybe for the highest of the month. What's up, Seth? How you doing? But yeah, overall consistent, and I can't be mad about that. The weird thing is though, is my cell ran out and I forgot to reset my cell. And so like I sold I sold way less items, but I made a lot more money because things were not on sale. But with that being said, like um it's like, do I want to keep the inventory, that the older inventory, because it was all new stuff selling? Do I want to keep the inventory that's just sitting there and not run a sale, or do I want to get rid of that stuff so I can have more space? Even though they're like building new storage units in there, I do want to get rid of all the stuff that's old that's just sitting around. So if that means I got to put it on sale to get rid of it, I'm okay with that. Uh, Great take on going to multiple spots to ship with different companies. Luckily, my post office is next door to a place that takes FedEx and UPS. Yeah, if you got it made like that, then by all means go ahead. But just so happens to be like my town, they're like not next to each other at all, like not even in the least bit. So it's like a gigantic triangle. You got to go to one spot, then another spot, and then all the way across town to the third spot. And I'm just like, man, this is for the birds. Oh man, we gotta turn that down. Okay. Do you guys have you ever heard of Self? It's like a self lender app. You like build your credit with it. I kind of started as a bank account. Just you can only put $150 a month in there. That's the max. I was like, I guess in 2 years I'll have a few grand, so I might as well just go ahead and do it. So that was a notification from Self. Let's see. Jay says eBay authentication only gave me the option for FedEx. It didn't give me the UPS, USPS option, and no one called it too late. Bro, that's tough. Yeah, you can only do the labels are for FedEx now. That's the only option for eBay authentication now. And it's a flat rate of $20 no matter what the shoe is. You don't pay it. I think the buyer pays it, or it might be free for the buyer. I don't know. Like I said, I stopped selling shoes, but I do know that that's tough that you lost your shoes. Now you're probably going to get a defect. Maybe not a defect, but you definitely want to figure out something. I would be definitely getting a hold of somebody somewhere. Someone knows something, and that package is, they've got to do something with it. Like it's not a FedEx pack, or it's, you know what I mean? It's not a USPS package that they handle. So they got to do something with it. It goes somewhere to some lost and found or something. I would get a hold of somebody higher up and try to make something happen. It said USPS said the item would go to the main sorting center and then somehow get to its destination. Well, hey, as long as it gets there, that's all that matters. But it's definitely going to arrive late, which is tough for you. So when you create your shipping policy and you select standard 125 and choose a set price, can you send it priority or first class? You can only if you do standard, yeah, you can send it however you want to. That's the beauty part of it, right? Because you leave the ball in your court. So say you do choose standard shipping, and then the package, you say whatever it is, but you charge a flat rate that will cover a priority or a first class package, because you honestly just don't know. Like there's been plenty of listings where I didn't have multiple. I have two scales now. So like I would leave my scale in my shipping station, so I'll just be kind of guesstimating the weight. Sometimes I'd be like, well, I don't know if that hoodie's 15 ounces or if it's 1.1 ounces, 1.1 pound, 1 ounces. So I would just do standard shipping at what, like 7.99. That's going to cover, for the most part, that's going to cover my first class, but it's going to barely cover my priority mail envelope. Now I'm charging 8.95 usually for a flat rate envelope, but the USPS charges, or eBay charges you, I think it's like 60 cents to like maybe near $1 on the shipping alone. So I'm really not making that much money off priority packages by the buyer paying 8.95 versus me paying 7.60. I'm making a very small margin on that. But obviously the goal is not to profit off the shipping. But with that being said, when you're doing standard shipping and you do charge 7.99 like that, then you turn around and you use a priority flat rate envelope, you're paying 7.60. Now the buyer still paid the 7.99 you charged, but now you are losing money on the shipping. But in the grand scheme of things, you still get the option to choose between first class or priority, depending on what it turns out being. So you don't know what package you're going to ship it in yet, and it could just be barely over. Like that happens with me all the time with some like Crocs, lightweight shoes and things like that. I'm like, I'll say I'm throwing in a bubble mailer, and then I'll get a box that will fit it by the time I get ready to ship it, that allows me to ship first class instead of priority. And then I'll just be lucky that I did have that listing in standard shipping. But I try to keep everything like either one or the other, no in between. But that's just, some of my older listings are still in that format. Ella Michelle, what's going on? UPS is starting to be cheaper for shoes for me. There's one super close to, just got to get boxes, but found a vitamin shop that gives me some when they get trucks in, and they're just the perfect size. That's great. Like I said, I haven't really sold a lot of shoes lately because I stopped listing them. I will not be buying any more shoes. It's just not something, like, it doesn't fit. It's not as streamlined as my photo setup is for clothing. All it literally is the light box that sits over there on that table. But for me to stop what I'm doing in the clothing and then like clean the light box out, because it's loaded up with hats right now that are also not being listed for the same reason. It's just, it's not as streamlined as my clothing process is. However, I can fit a lot more hats in a smaller space than I can shoes. Like shoes take up way more space. So, uh, but hats still go for first class. So there's no guessing. There's no guessing of how much is this going to cost me. Do I need to try to figure out if it's going to go to UPS or FedEx or whatever the case may be? So that's just me and my business model. By all means, do what you guys do. Use pirate ship if you got to get it. Try and get a cheaper shipping cost, or whatever the case may be. There's several different options out there, but overall, as long as you're saving money or you're happy with the way it's going in your business, that's really all that matters. I just try to narrow down the variability and just paying extra money for things that I don't need to. Um, Maybe overthinking this, but do you think it helps to start and let coupons in multiple times a month? I've seen other sellers doing it and didn't know if it was a thing. So I kind of just let my thing run, period. I mean, I've heard that a lot of people get a lot more success by doing a daily coupon, like ending one every single day and starting another one. I haven't actually tried that yet. But I guess I will, and I'll report back and I'll see if it helps more, and let you guys know. But there's tons of resellers out there that do start one every single day. It doesn't hurt to give it a try. So that's it. You guys ain't really chatty tonight, huh? How many sales have you guys had so far today? Let's see what I got going on here. Where's the thingamajiggy at? Am I sharing? Let me pull this here screen up because I don't be knowing if it's working, man. Yep, it's working. All right, good deal. I got 19 so far today. Let me refresh this, see if I got any offers to send. Hey, I got 3 of them. Hey, look, there's a pair of shoes. Let's try and get those things sold. I've seen that James has been trying to sell 3 pairs of shoes a day for like $14.99. I wonder how that's been going for him. Put it in the chat how much you guys have sold today. Jessica's got 13. Tags for you's got 12. Hey, let's go. Jay's got 5. That's what's up. Only 3 sales, to be honest, but I'm way behind and haven't listed anything new in 2 days. Just getting workspace ready, so I can't complain. It's better than nothing. Absolutely. Audio head honcho sound designer says, how many items a day do you list and how many extra do you save for drafts? So I've recently, on the first, went up to 70 listings a day, launching 45 of those listings a day. So I'm saving what's that, 15, 20? I suck at math right off the top of my head. 25 maybe. I put them in the draft bank, and those are going towards. I'm trying to build up a 2-week draft bank. It's 25 listings extra a day, and what I'm actually doing. I'm trying to build up a 2-week draft bank, but you guys got to keep in mind that those 25 drafts also go for 2 days off a week. I take 2 days off a week from eBay. If I was not taking 2 days off a week, I would probably only do like maybe 50 a day and just let the little measly 5 build up for whatever the purpose is. But I'm trying to build up a 2-week draft bank and also build up 3 weeks out of scheduled listings because that's the max that you can do. And then when I get there, I'll probably like try to take some type of vacation, but I just don't know how long that's going to take. I do have a trip to South America, Colombia, scheduled for September. So if it takes me all the way to September to get it ready, then I'll be ready. But that's the goal for that. But yeah, 25. So let's see. If I do 25 extra a day times 5, that's 125 extra listings minus, well, that don't sound right. Maybe that's not enough. I'm doing 70 a day minus 45. That's 25 extra listings times 5 days a week. That's 100. What the heck? I don't know. 70 times 5 is 350 listings. So divide that by, maybe that is enough. I'm sorry. I guess I should let you guys know what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if the 25 is going to be enough to still do my 45 a day and then how many extra I need to build up a significant draft bank. But I guess I can figure that out when I'm not live. What's up? Got a question for you, my guy. I only get so many words to type to you, so bear with me. These are questions that will help everyone. Okay. Why are you limited on words though? That's weird. You should not be limited on words. We're experimenting with it as well. I got coupons running for only a week. Okay, let me know how it goes. Oh, wait, that includes yesterday. Okay, well, 13 is still good for today and yesterday, I guess. I had two today, two waiting for payment. Yeah, that's a nightmare waiting for payments. I agree. Used to be everything. Seller selling remaining of shoes now, and I would do just clothing. It's great just throwing an item in a poly mailer and not having to find boxes. Yeah, exactly. Or having to tape them. So when your mom does the laundry, does she dry everything? And if so, are you worried about it all shrinking? I don't pick up anything that needs to be washed that I'm worried about shrinking because of those that exact reason. I was picking up like wool and like cashmere and stuff like that. But since I don't even wash that stuff, like I don't wash the wool and cashmere because I don't want anything to happen to it in the laundry. So I just simply started avoiding it. Uh, it's just not worth the hassle for me. Sal, my guy's got 9 going out. That's what's up. Josh says, how's it going? Just finished my daily Bible reading. Thought I would jump on here for a bit. Nice. What are you, man? King James, ESV, NASB, NKJ? What are you reading, man? I'm the ESV type of guy. 16 cells. Hey, let's go. Bryson them got 7 so far. That's what's up. Paratroopers have offers for 135 and 167. Crazy. Almost sold for 30. Yeah, they almost caught you slipping, bro. Good thing I was there to save the day for you, man. 31 ASP. That's what's up. I got questions for you, my guys. So yeah, you already said that. That's too real, Sal. Items you think aren't gonna sell for even for cheap can surprise you. Yeah, he had them listed for 65 bucks or something. Was gonna take a $30 offer. Hello, Marcus. How many impressions on average you get in a day? Let's see. Impressions 16 million. I took a vacation for a week and I feel like eBay throttled my store since I didn't have listings ready to go. That's exactly what happened. If you go on a vacation, you at least want to be able to launch drafts every single day. And ideally, you just extend your handling time so you could still make sales every day, launch items every day, and then just message your buyer as the orders come in and be like, "Hey, I'm out of town for a couple days, but I'll ship your item on this day whenever I get back." And usually they'll be okay with it, and eBay won't throttle your traffic. Kat says, "I sold one, but so excited. I was a Poshmark Mercari seller forever. Finally learned enough to ship on eBay. Started last week, listed 10, sold 5. That's what's up. Really good sell through for somebody that just hopped on there. Is that Fino? Hey, my guy, you changed his name. What's going on with you, bro? Run the comps. I like that. Yeah, we only get 200 words per message, that YouTube thing. Okay, that makes sense. Birds out there tripping. I'm afraid to dry the jeans because they shrink so bad. So I have a rack I hang the jeans on. That's a nightmare, bro. That sounds horrible. Great method, great, thing to do, but man, I ain't got time for that. NLT this year, last year was ESV. I mixed it up, read through once a year. Man, that's a really good idea, man. I think I'm gonna have to implement that. ESV is perfect balance between literal and modern language. NRSV is nice too. I haven't tried that one. I listened to the Bible in NLT, and then actually, is it? It's the one that sounds British. I think that's the NLT. Or the NIV. That's what it is. I listen to the Bible in the NIV and then I read it on the ESV. I love me some ESV. Marcus, I picked up a Meeks faux leather women's jumpsuit. Have you ever seen one? Know what it's worth? I've never heard one. Let's look it up real quick. Let me make sure I share this screen. All right. Meeks faux. You say faux fur? Faux leather. Can't remember that quick. I spelled faux wrong. Are you sure you got the brand right? Or am I typing something wrong? I don't see anything by Meeks. Double check what you said. Meeks faux leather. Okay, that's probably a problem then. Meeks faux leather. Yeah, I don't see that. I've never heard of that, bro. I'm seeing blessed are the meek. Does it have blessed are the anywhere in it, or is it just meeks? Because I haven't seen that nor heard of that. Sup, bro? Did you get any good bins footage for us yesterday? Yeah, I got a bins video that'll come out Friday. I don't know if I'd call it good or not. Uh, I only got 98 items trying to film a bins video for you guys, so I really hope you watch it. The bins videos perform the absolute worst, surprisingly, because that's what I started my channel like growth off of. Do you ever find buying and listing so many items you run into storage issues, even having units? Absolutely. I'm always running out of space. Okay, so I would like to know the honest truth about just getting started, people. It seems to me that this is capital intensive. Is that normal? Absolutely, 100%. Do I need a lot of capital to get my store to get to your level? Not talking about $20 a month. People say to use money from selling things around the house. I have $400 invested, and that is 60 items. I know I can get better since I just started the bins last week. So unfortunately, it does cost a lot of money. This year alone, I've already spent $5,000 on inventory. Uh, Last year total, I spent $12,000 total last year, and I've already almost half of that this year. Um, so yeah, it costs a lot of money. But the thing is though, is when you're small, when you're just starting out like you are, you have the liberty of buying enough items with the profits from the items that you're buying to let them then buy more inventory for yourself. Uh Once you make the first initial investment, it shouldn't be capital intensive because it's no longer your money being reinvested. uh, so with $400 invested with 60 items, unless you're picking bad items that are not selling fast enough, you shouldn't need any more of your personal money to buy more inventory with. Now that's a perfect world. I understand that. Because even my first year and a half, 2 years, I was using my own personal money to buy inventory. Well, probably not 2 years, but a good year and a half of it, I was still reinvesting my own personal money into buying more inventory. Then I just realized that I could run sales, I can use my coupons, I can promote items. Like I wasn't doing half the stuff that eBay allows you to do to be able to sell more items. And when I started doing that, I started making a lot more sales and I started having a lot more money to play with. But I also live off of eBay. So all the money that I make, if I'm not reinvesting it in money or reinvesting it in new inventory, it goes on my bills. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand how it can be a little bit tough, I guess, for someone that's just getting started, really trying to gain traction to live off of that money because it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen for a long time. Like the whole first year and like 8 months of my business, I was like struggling like super bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was making some sales, but nothing in the least bit what I would call substantial. You know what I'm saying? So like you really kind of just gotta pick the best items that you can with the highest sell through. Like ideally 100% sell through, none of that 30, 40, none of that 50% sell through stuff and let it sells when it sell, like you got to pick like 100% sell through items and then list it below market and get it going as fast as possible. If you're like really trying to see rapid traction, if you don't need your eBay money, then pick good quality items, price it at market value, and then let it sell. Because if it's a good enough item, it'll sell within the first 90 days. You don't need the money to live off of, so it can sit there in your eBay account and then, your eBay bank account. And then you could just reinvest it on capital that will probably sell a little bit faster if the items that you sold didn't sell in the fastest time frame for you. That'd just be my advice. Um, it can be capital intensive if you're buying like new, especially if you're buying new, like doing retail arbitrage for like new items and then trying to sell new items on eBay, new shoes especially. new toys, those things, that's a lot of capital to invest as a new reseller. So that's why I just do the bins. It's ridiculously cheap and you can get a lot of items. I had or Jay, I hadn't he's talking to Jay. Okay, so yeah, Meeks, I don't know, bro. I didn't see that brand on there. We can do a little bit more research on it this weekend if you need to, if you haven't found anything on it by then. I sell a lot of media. The lowest I list an item for is 7 plus shipping. I'm thinking about increasing it to 10 plus shipping. A big chunk of what I sell is from 7 to 10, but I have plenty of supply. So with that's the thing about media though. There's a lot of like $1 million media sellers that are selling things for like 4 free ship. You know what I mean? So you doing 7 plus shipping is already like almost double the market price for someone that's selling something for $4 free shipping. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to be mindful of the items that you're pricing at that pricing structure at. If you got the margin to do it a little bit cheaper, by all means go ahead. But unless there's like good quality items, I'd be kind of leery to be raising the price. How are your sales at the current price at 7 plus shipping? Because you and this is, you know, without knowing what your promoted listings rate is and everything like that. But I would just be leery about raising the price on something, especially if you're not currently seeing the amount of sales you want to be currently seeing. What's up, Kristen? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Marcus, any tips for starting a YouTube channel to promote my eBay business? Yes, do not start a YouTube channel to promote your eBay business. That's hands down the worst mistake you can make. Um, you'll get a bunch of people going to your store to like look at listings and then like copy listings, or like people that are going to go look at your store and not be interested in anything you're trying to sell them. And it's going to hurt your listings. Your bounce rate will increase, your conversion rate will go down, your click-through rate might go down too. It's just all around not a good strategy. 100% bad strategy. I have a YouTube channel and it hurts my YouTube store. Like it hurts my YouTube store. It hurts my eBay store. And then like people think that like, oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and like my viewers are gonna start buying stuff from me. Even if that's the case, like look, let's use Harry Tornado as an example, because Harry Tornado sells quite a bit of things to his viewers. If we total up every Harry Tornado sell just from YouTube, we're not even talking about what now. We're talking about eBay. Uh, what, maybe 10 maximum in a video? So is 10 a day enough for you to start a YouTube channel off of to funnel traffic to your eBay store? Because you can just list that many items and eBay will find you those types of buyers on their own without you hurting your metrics by promoting your store through eBay or YouTube. I mean, I just would really be, I would find another reason to start a YouTube channel than to try to get business from YouTube on your eBay store. Uh, it's definitely not gonna, it's not gonna measure up. I have 4,000 subscribers and I would definitely say it does not help me make any money on eBay. Get the business going without a need for YouTube to sustain it. It'll be way better. Solid advice, Zachariah. I started my whole business with $10. Currently have over 7,000 items listed. Capital can make you go faster, but you can make a lot of mistakes in the beginning. That's 100% true, especially if you're buying the wrong inventory. Compared to most other businesses, running eBay is cheap. Yeah, it can be like I was saying, if you're buying like brand new items, it can be cost intensive, capital intensive, but for the most part, like we have the option to buy like something like ridiculously cheap and sell it for ridiculously way more than we should be able to. So uh I would not be discouraged about having 60 items at $400 that you bought. I would just try to figure out a lower um cost effective option, maybe of you're buying clothing, I guess, you know, or even if you're buying hard goods, going to the bins can be a lot cheaper, but you're definitely going to do a lot more testing on those items as well. eBay fees are way higher than the cost of goods if you're sourcing at the bins. Absolutely. Over, I think it's like 48% of my gross total is eBay fees. We only reinvested for an entire year, went from 0 items to 2,600 items all on its own. Money just now being able to pull off. Yeah, big ROI for sure, but not a lot of education or not a lot of deductions. Duh. For cost of goods is only drawback. Make sure to hold some back for taxes. Yeah, that's the biggest mistake I made my first and really like my first full-time year was not putting enough money back for taxes. So this year I'm just kind of paying in as I go along because uh, while I didn't owe that much money for taxes, I still didn't have what I needed set aside for it. uh, so don't be irresponsible and pay your taxes ahead of time if you can. We had a gross this month in the first 4 days, the same we made in the entire month of April last year. Hey, that's what's up. If I could go back and talk to my new seller self, I would tell him to source good items, title structure, and great picks. And biggest things, be open to good items. Also, keep great records for tax season. Yeah, those are solid 100% very great pieces of information. Deductions are huge, or deducts are huge during tax season. Yes, they are. Rodney says, "Can you look at my store and let me know what's wrong? It feels like my store is dead." Yeah, if you put your store name in the chat or your link, I can. Thank you for the answer. Next question, please. So, when you get to a point that you're happy with, how do you keep your store alive without having to list every day? You don't. You list every day, no matter what. That's my business model. Like, say you want a store of 500 items and that's it, and that cash flow is enough. How do you get that store to be as good as listing 65 a day, for example? You pick high dollar items with very high sell through, and hopefully that will be enough. But with 500 items, um, that's not going to be very many items selling a day. So, um, make sure that they're pretty good items. You know what I mean? That's going to net you a lot of money. You don't want to have 500 items and then you're only selling 5 items and they're $15. It's not going to net you a lot of money. You're not going to be able to live off that. But if you're selling 5 items a day and they're $100 items, pretty great living. You know what I mean? So with that small of a store size, like 500 items is not a big store. It's a very, very, very small store. So you really just got to figure out what you're going to sell to make the amount of money you need with such a small store. Rodney says just started listing mostly clothing. Yeah, let's look at it. Put the name or your store link in the description. Sal says 18 cents a pound. Man, anybody trying to hear all that, bro? My dude's killing it over here with his 18-cent buy cost per pound. Like way better than any Benz. Great points. Thanks for the advice. No problem. Yeah, I would really hate for you to start a YouTube channel, especially if you're already having sales on eBay. I would hate for you to start, like, you got to think eBay spending multi-millions of dollars on marketing every single, maybe even daily. But I know that they have uh a $2 billion budget for TikTok. So if that's what they're putting into TikTok right now, then you got to just think what they're doing for, the other, radio, TV. I hear eBay commercials on the radio all the time now, and I don't even listen to the radio. So how's that happen? You know what I mean? So if they're pumping these millions and billions of dollars into the the atmosphere, and you want to start a little tiny YouTube channel that's going to start out real slow at first, like all of us do, unless you just got some really, really great gift of gab and personality and something going for you that's a great gimmick. I wouldn't really think that you're going to be able to outpace billions of dollars in marketing. Uh, so just think about it like that. If you're going to start YouTube, start it to help people. That's going to be your biggest caveat to like growing a YouTube channel is putting out valuable content. Like, don't just be somebody that's walking around a thrift store and just like showing yourself picking up stuff. Like that gets real old, and there's only a certain amount of growth I feel like you can make with that, unless you got like some type of gimmick going, you know what I mean? Like you got a really cool personality, or like you got a partner that's like in the videos with you, or like you're always traveling to someplace cool, like. But if you got like the blandest personality ever, like it's probably gonna take you a long time to grow. Like I got a super bland personality, right? And it took me about 2 years to even gain any traction on YouTube. And once I start putting out content focused only on helping people grow their business, that's when my channel took off. Uh, but that's literally the only focus I have. Like the bins videos where I'm sourcing inventory, like they do horribly bad, like so bad. And I was wondering why my channel wasn't growing, but the bins videos were the only videos I was putting out. Every video, 2 times a week, was a bins video of me just going to source things and like not really providing any value of other than like, hey, pick this cool stuff up if you see it. So it didn't really help me grow a business. Nonetheless, talking about making these sales on eBay. Title structure: some people say brand, gender, item. Others say brand, item, gender. Any thoughts are welcome. So it depends. If you're going off based off what eBay says brand, item, gender, or brand, gender, item, I believe. Let's just look it up real quick. Uh, I do brand, uh, item, and then gender. So let's see. Is this it? There's a chart they tell you. Okay, so it says, let me share this real quick. It says use descriptive keywords to clearly and accurately convey what you're selling. 80 characters. Include the item's brand, name, artist, or designer. Include specific. It's not, there's like a chart though. Like I want to find this chart. Let's see. Let's go to the Google machine. No, I want to do. Maybe this ain't it either. I don't know. I don't remember how to get to the actual article. There's like an actual article in eBay, like on eBay.com about the title. I don't see it. Let's see here. So here's an Apple iPhone example. Apple iPhone 5 or the latest model, 16 gigs, white and silver smartphone. Let's see if they have a clothing example. Okay, so here's example 4, which would be clothing. It says Levi Strauss women's medium red leather jacket, which is that's exactly how I do my titles right now. So I'm doing the brand Levi Strauss. I don't say Levi Strauss though, because nobody's calling it Levi Strauss. Uh, so I say Levi's, but I would say jacket. They're saying jacket all the way at the end. So you can do it this way if that's what you want to do. I don't think a buyer's typing it in like that. I really feel like a buyer's going to type in Levi's jacket, women's medium, or I would put red, or yeah, medium red. Leather would probably stay where it's at, but I'm gonna try to cast as many views as possible with a more broad net. So I would go Levi's jacket, women's medium red leather, whatever other keywords I could throw in after that. Uh, but that's just me though. Um, you got to put yourself in the mind of the person that's buying the item you're trying to sell. So if that person's going to be more inclined to type it a different way than what you think they would, uh, and not the way that you would, but put it in the mind frame of like the most shoppers, period. So like us as eBay sellers, we kind of know the way title structure works. At least some of us do. So we would type an item in the way that we would probably list it. But is that how a person shopping is going to list, the item, or is that how they're going to search for the item? And then you got to take into consideration as well what type of item it is. If it's like a vintage item, there's going to be a different demographic that looks for a vintage item than a random person that's looking for just, Tinkerbell shirt. Like it's going to be different. Hey, Fino dropped a $5 super chat off coffee for the homie. That's what's up, bro. Appreciate it. Totally not necessary, but I will enjoy Starbucks on you, my guy. Um, yeah, so what you can do is look at your titles and how well your conversion is based off of your titles and a couple of other factors, and compare your titles to the title structure eBay recommends. And then if you want to run an experiment, I would probably not run this for more than a month on a handful of listings. Type half of your title structures the way eBay recommends it, type the other half the way that you think it would go. And since it's a small demographic, let them run for a month or so and then compare the two um, after about a month of sales to see which category sold more. The one that you think you should list it the way, or the way eBay recommends you should list it that way. And then just go from there. Like, it's really, at the end of the day, it's your store to run the way that you want to. But you know, I just do it the way that I feel like a buyer is going to search for them no matter what. What's up, David? Have you thought about using your tax money, throwing it into like a mutual fund, let that gain 4.6 interest, gain money on the tax money through the year? No, I've never considered that. Simply for the simple fact that it's already sitting in the, what's it called? In like whatever the account is that they they have when you pay your estimated taxes. I guess I could do that, but I don't really think that the multiplication will be like, if that's the case, I could just turn around and flip it on eBay. I'll make more money reinvesting it into eBay than I will ever make in any mutual fund in a year. And that's 100% hands down without a doubt. So if I was going to like reinvest the money, I would just reinvest it on eBay. Uh, that's just me though. I've had a mutual fund before and that thing did not gain a lot of money for, what it is. But that's just me. I have experience with the mutual fund, and I also have experience with selling on eBay. And I know that in just the last year, the money that I've multiplied on eBay topped the whole lifetime of a mutual fund um, in my past. And it was a decent amount of money that was in the mutual fund too. Let's see. Ben's videos are my favorite. How can they be the worst for you? I don't understand how people don't like that. It's not the worst for me. It's the worst performing. That means people don't watch it the best. Let's see here. Some of them catch up after a while, but like every Ben's video that I make, it's 10 out of 10. It performs 10 out of 10. So we can go to the dashboard. Let me show you guys here. So if we look, this is, where's the last Ben's video? What the heck's going on here? That wasn't supposed to happen. Sorry, guys. Last Ben's video, I think, got 2,000 views. Day in the life video, 4,000. Shorts, those don't count. Day in the life video, 2,000. 2,000. No, that's a Ben's video too. 2,000. Day in the life, 3,000. What sold? Almost 3,000. Day in the life, 3,000. What sold? 2,300. So, like and that video, the Ben's video, the last one, that took over a month to reach 2,000 views. Which, don't get me wrong, it's all fine and dandy, but like when I don't reach my listing goal, I'm trying to verbalize this the right way. When I don't pick up the right amount of items that I need to run my eBay business and like do what I'm supposed to do to be a responsible adult and pay my bills and like run my business in order to make a YouTube video that no one watches anyway, it's kind of like a kick in the face. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So like I don't make a lot of money off these YouTube videos. And then so like I'll miss my listing amount, right? Not be able to list what I'm supposed to list, and then only make like $12 off the video, and then nobody watches it. So It's like for me, it's like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? It's not providing any value for anyone. No one's watching it, and you're not even making any money off it, and you're coming up short on your listings. So that's why it's been a month since I made one, because it's literally not providing me any value. It's barely providing you guys any value. I always think eBay fees are high, but then I realize how much it would cost to acquire that many customers, as well as marketing budget, eBay spend. So if you really break it down, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad, honestly. In my opinion, whatever eBay wants to charge me, I'm gonna do it. Because at the end of the day, what you just said is facts, dude. Like I tried to start up one of those Shopify stores, right? And I spent like $1,000 just getting it started up, and then like a little tiny budget on like some minute like Instagram influencer, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine if I'm trying to do that at scale with a lot of people or like with someone of caliber, it's going to cost, 50, $60,000 to get one product marketed to a lot of people. Like my little sister, she has a private like teeth whitening system, and she's paying all these like social media influencers to like get her product like sold, and like yeah, she does a few sales, you know what I mean, but like at the end of the day she's not getting rich off that stuff versus the money that she's paying out for marketing. So I think we got a pretty sweet thing here with eBay. We just really need to take all initiative with it. Do you know why? Yes. So tech does adult instead of men's in its title because of the demographic. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but like when you look at a lot of vintage tees, it'll say adult extra large or adult large. Now, if the shirt looks like it's a women's shirt, he'll put women's in the end, but he'll put it in the women's category. But for the vintage buyer that's like shopping for those types of items, they're looking for a shirt that is a vintage adult large shirt because that's literally what the tag says. And when he started listing on eBay, there was no categories. There was no men's or women's category. There was just t-shirt category. So in the title, he would put adult, and then at the end of the title, he would specify the gender. Um, don't do what tech does just to do what tech does, because unless you do all the things tech does, you're not going to have the same results that he does. So I guarantee you, a lot of you guys are out there copying his listings or copying his whatever you're copying. But there's 100 different things he does in his eBay store that if you're not doing all of them, you're probably hurting yourself and you're probably losing money trying to be like what tech does. Because dude's got margins that we can't even imagine playing with. He's got 33% off coupons on the store on top of promoting at 10%. Like we can't compete with that guy, man, for real. I'm just, and I'm not even like trying to like blow smoke. Like I'm just trying to tell you guys that there's a lot of things about tech that you don't know. And if you're trying to not use Zachariah, like in general, like if you guys aren't going to do everything the way that he does it, you're not going to see the results that he does it. So like a lot of people copy his description. And like things like that, like verbatim. They don't even change anything. And it's like a blatant slap in the face. What's up, Ed? And he hates that stuff. So I'm just letting you guys know, man. You guys are what is it? Riling the bear? Yeah, don't rile the bear, man. Okay, cool. How do you take a paycheck each week or 2 weeks or however you pay yourself when you're dishing out a few hundred a week and only bring in maybe 100 back? So I take out the bare minimum for myself, like absolute minimum. Like so, and it comes on a bill basis. So like I'm making whatever I make, it goes all back into the business until a bill's due. And then I pay that bill and then I keep reinvesting everything else. Everything goes back into the business. I'm not out here buying Jordans. I drive a little bitty tiny car that's like not new at all. You know what I mean? Like I got some busted up Vans on my feet. Like I'm not out here living the good life. You know what I'm saying? I probably buy more fast food than I need to, but that's about it. I have a shirt on from my church. Like, and this shirt's old. We're not even called Cape First anymore. So you got to be a simple person when you're trying to grow your business and get started. Uh Fino's going back to class. Yes, sir. Take it easy, my guy. How many items would be good to start with on eBay? So it depends. Um, it really just depends on your cash flow. But you really want to start out learning the basics. Figure out how to get the item listed the proper way, proper title structure, proper pricing structure, how to run comps on everything and check sell through. You don't want to list 50 bad garbage items uh, that aren't going to sell. So I would start with whatever you got laying around the house that you can afford to list, look it up, and then put those on sell on eBay. And once you get traction on those, then you can go from there. Kristen says Ben's videos are my favorite too. I just can't get enough of them. When I'm not at the bins, I'm watching the bins. Yeah, but Kristen, you're also not listing 70 a day either. So you can still have fun with it, whereas I can't. You know what I mean? That's the difference. When I was doing 30 a day, I could do two bins videos a day. When I was still doing like 30 a day. Like, but now I'm trying to get 350 items in one day, and it's like literally exhausting to try to film a video at the same time. How do I get onto the members channel? So there will be a link just like this came out. You'll get a notification that I'm live at 12 p.m. and there's going to be a link at the top pinned in this comment section that you'll just click on uh and join. Cat came through with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. I guess it's a super sticker since there's no let me look over here in this and see what it is. I'm robbed. They're just not showing me what it is. Maybe it's just $5. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Zachariah says, thanks for the clarity. Didn't realize that about vintage tees, calling it adult. And it's only like that with like the men stuff, like for the most part, like even if like you're having like so say you have like a vintage employee like crew neck sweatshirt from some factory. Like I find those all the time and they sell for like 25 to 30 bucks, but I'm not putting adult in the title because that's not the demographic. They're not looking for that type of item. Now, will it still sell if I plug it with some great keywords? Absolutely. But like my demographic is not the same as Tech's demographic. Even though I sell a boatload of vintage, I'm not the number one vintage seller on eBay. So I don't have that demographic that he does, so therefore I don't have to price my title structure the same way that he does. Now, if I pick up some of the same items that I know that he does that with, yeah, I may do that, but I'm not going to break form just to follow Tech, on certain things because he does things the way that he does because he's catering to a certain client that he's cultivated over 15 years on eBay. I can't compete with that. You know what I mean? So me changing the word adult in my title is not going to make that. It's not going to make any difference. You know what I'm saying? Most startup companies are never profitable the first year, even years after, due to the fact you can be profitable on eBay. The first year is amazing. Absolutely, that's the truth. And even 5 years in, some small startup companies or Poshmark is still not turning a profit. How's that? How are you still not turning a profit on Poshmark? ThreadUp is still not turning a profit. How is that? People are making money off ThreadUp mystery boxes on eBay. How is ThreadUp the company not profitable? It makes no sense. So for one to just start out with stuff around the house, selling it on eBay to become profitable your first year, it's amazing. I thought the reason he did that was so he can't get not as described. No, not at all. See, that's one of the reasons right there, bro. People think they know why he does things, but they have literally no clue at all why he does what he does. And that's no shade to you, B Dub, but you with that one particular thought is like one in a million of people that are wondering why Tech does the things that he does. And he's a complex man. We can't figure it all out. But at the same time, he's extremely simple with the way he does eBay. He's been doing it the same way he's done it his whole career, and he's not changing for anything because what he's done has worked. All these suggestions people come up with, he's like, yeah, no thanks, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? Without even, he'll hear the plan out and then be like, no, because he knows like the formula in his head, he knows it's not going to work. But yeah, the item not described, most of the ones that he gets are false item ads because people want their full return money back. So they just falsely claim item not as described, and then he gets those removed too. So just doesn't really It doesn't really pay to try to figure out what that guy's doing, man. I'm new to your channel, so this may have been already answered. Do you sell on any other platform? I tried selling on Amazon and did pretty well until customers started returning. Literally one of the biggest problems for Amazon sellers, because most of the time when they're returning it, they're going to say arrived broken or it doesn't work or something like that, even if it does work. And that, like, it's the same on eBay. You know, you get too many of those returns and it's going to start hurting your metrics. So I don't sell on any other platform. I only sell on eBay. I started out selling on all the platforms and I didn't see any traction. While yeah, I had like 40 different items listed on 5 different platforms, I was really only making sales consistently on eBay. So yeah, like you can cross list, you can do whatever you want to on all these other different platforms while you still will make sales. I didn't start noticing real success until I narrowed down to one platform and put all my listings on one platform. Um, but that's just me though. I give props to anyone who can do this full time. I just enjoy working full time and using eBay as my side hustle. That's a great way to be, man. You don't have to make eBay a full time career. I'm a felon. And there ain't too many good options out there for a guy like me. So eBay is what it is. I can work as long as hard as I want to, and the good Lord will provide for me. Not too many jobs are going to pay me more than 10, $15 an hour, and that's just not going to cut it. Not this day and age. So even with a certification, man, I got a personal trainer certification and couldn't get hired at a gym to use it. So like what's the point? You know, like I try to better myself, and then with the record, either I can do one of two things. I can go back to the streets and be like, oh, the man's trying to keep me down, or like be that guy, or I could just be like, forget that. You won't let me make a way, so I'm gonna make my own way. And shove it in their face, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, I'll show you to judge me by my past. Uh, Bryce says, we like, come on, man. We like the day in the life videos. Keep it real. Yep, I like them too. I like just providing the value that is in them. Um, Seems to help a lot of people. All right, let's see. RO ROD RVR. All righty. This your store, bro? What's up, Joe? Kristen and Joe. How you guys doing? Let me know if that's your store, bro. Okay, good deal. All right, so first of all, you got a great banner. That's more than a lot of people do. Got the little eBay logo in the background. I see you, man. 100% positive feedback. 2.9 thousand items or 2.5 thousand items sold. How long have you been on eBay? Since, well, January. Okay, so you've been on her for quite some time. All right, let's search these items. Clothing, because you said you just started clothing. Misfits jacket. Misfits 77. I want your skull hoodie. Men's size large. So you need a little bit of work on the title. I would put Misfits hoodie, men's large. Drop the word size because you can use that for other keywords. And I would also use as close to the 80 characters that they give me. I would not use the photo background editor to make your white background. because it always 100% makes your item look better than what it is, and it makes your items look newer than what they are. And the time that you save, it looks like you probably pay for photo room because you did more than one photo, unless you're going and spending the time to do it one by one, which is a nightmare. Um, Misfits hoodie, men's large, black. I want your skull. Maybe a pullover or a sweater, because some people call hoodies sweaters. Probably try like punk band or whatever type of music they make. Uh, Something like that for keywords. Got measurements. I would probably try a few more photos. Let's see here. Well, I guess in theory, you don't need more than this. Uh, let's see, 10.95. That's a little bit high for a hoodie. Maybe try to figure out a flat rate type of shipping. Let's see, fast and reliable. 30-day return, seller pays. Hey, doing free returns though. That's going to save you a lot of negative feedback right there. 3 years selling. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we can do store reviews tonight on Just Key. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so Phoenix, I could fit this large hoodie, no doubt, in a flat rate envelope. The small one, the cardboard one, the regular size flat rate envelope, 100%. And I would beat you every day charging the buyer $8.95 for that, because they're going to see, well, this guy's $2 cheaper on shipping. Let's go to Marcus. So you might want to think about that. Um, Good use condition. So you're listing on a computer. Good job. I would not add any. So performance activity varied. You added that. That's not a specific that's there. So I would remove that. Uh Hang on. I sent my buddy some money and he's not able to pull it off a Cash App for some reason. We gotta fix that. Okay. It's definitely not canvas. Canvas is like Carhartt pants or like a Carhartt jacket. That's more of like a canvas, like what someone would call canvas. This is like fleece. It's determined off. So what makes a sweatshirt fleece is the inside, the way the inside feels. A t-shirt is like jersey material. Um, like like this hat is woven, it's twill. Like there's different fabric types, and canvas is not it. Graphic print. Yeah, I guess so. I think it's more embroidered than like an iron on, but yeah, everything else looks pretty good. Let's see. Men's large fits closer to a medium. That's pretty good, honestly, to be able to put that specification in there. Because if someone's being thorough enough to read that, then I'll be like, oh, well, maybe I'm too big for this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they're not reading the description or looking at measurements. They're just buying based off the first photo. And if someone wants to write back like, oh, this item not as described because all my larges fit and this one doesn't fit like all the other larges I buy. So then you'd be able to get out of that one because you did list it as that. And you even made a note that it runs small. So that's pretty great. Please contact me with your questions. Hopefully that does pivot some of the negative interactions with just customers that are difficult to deal with. Let's check out another one. Uh, are you giving me any feedback here, bruh? What's up, Nita? How do I get my store reviewed? You put your link in the chat. So, vintage OP sport long sleeve shirt, men's large gray. Yeah, your error is putting the men's large, like this, the pertinent information that one would search first is you're putting it at the end. So that's not going to make this item pop up first in the search. this item, the way you have it titled, is going to fall below the fold. And what I mean by that is when you go to search an item to do a comp on it, and the first items that pop up that are not sponsored, the ones that are underneath the sponsored listings, those are going to be the ones that are really good listings because they popped up right underneath someone that's paying for the listing to come up first. And then the items that are under that line that says results matching fewer words, this is where that one would pop up at. And I don't know about you, but I'm not scrolling that far down to try to find an item to buy on eBay. Now, this is a t-shirt, and you have this at $13.40. That's expedited shipping. Why? Why are you, I don't even know why a logical listing would have expedited. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean for that to be like 13 dollars and 40 cents. Maybe your shipping is at like a 2 pound rate, maybe. Unless that weighs a lot, and I just don't think it does being a large. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I'll check a newer listing. You definitely want to change these older listings though, if that's the way they're all looking, because they'll probably never sell that way. Let's see. Newly listed. Rock Revival jeans. Good brand, really good brand. Rock Revival, K, Easy Boot jeans, women's. Yeah, your title still needs work. Rock Revival jeans, women's 32, blue, Kai or K, Easy Boot. Then you could throw your keywords in there like rhinestone, low rise denim, that stuff. In the end, I would even throw Western in there because here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where I live at, uh, the people wearing this stuff are like the cowgirls around here. So like that's a definite searchable term for rock revival. And like big star jeans, like even in like silver jeans, it even says Western inside of the title or inside the tag. I mean, great photos though. Minus the background remover because these look like they're brand new. And I don't know if you want them to look that good. Do you have measurements? Alrighty. Rise, waist, leg measurements. Good, very good. So yeah, you take pretty good photos, man. 60 bucks, that's a fair price. 8.95. There you go. That's a much better shipping price. Good job. Now is that a flat rate or what? Hey Hillary, how are you, buddy? I don't know if you've been there for a while or not. Women's 32, good condition. So yeah, this is a lot better of a listing. You really need to work on those title structures to come up at the top of the listing search. Hipster logo rock, those will work. Product line. Oh, yeah, good work here. Um, I would definitely list this on a computer so you can get that condition description thing instead of unless this is condition pre-owned is what you put in there. Um, it just makes whatever the buyers it. Now that's with a grain of salt though, because a lot of people are shopping on a phone these days anyway. So I guess that doesn't technically make or break a sell. Let's look at one more and then I'll move on to what's his name? I'm Just Keys store. Merle Haggard. Okay, so vintage screen stars. Yeah, this title definitely needs work too. So you would definitely want to put Merle Haggard shirt for like as if it was the brand. So it'd be Merle Haggard shirt, not t-shirt, because that's in the item specifics. Merle Haggard shirt, men's XL, um, probably 1991 after the legend continues. And then if you feel like you need the word screen stars in there, then you could put that in there. So I would do vintage Merle Haggard shirt, men's extra large, black, because you don't have black in there. The legend continues 1991. And then like if this is single stitch, which it looks like it is, this is not the greatest of photos. And that background remover makes the shirt really hard to actually see the true detail of. Uh, that's just my opinion. Like, what's up with this weird lighting? Sometimes it happens with blacks. Like one segment of the black will be like really bold, then another part of it will be really faded looking. So that is flat rate. Good job. Let's see. Really cool shirt though. $125. Let's see. 1095 is still really, really high. Is this not a new listing? Or what's your logic behind charging that much? Oh, it's your shadow. What's your logic behind charging so much on a first class item? If you could put that in real quick. Uh, let's see. Chronic, vintage. So yeah, these items specifically pretty good. Knit, I mean, I guess in theory, yeah, it is knit. So like it's not a make or break either. Um, it was supposed to be first class. Yeah, these are things you're gonna want to check for sure. Because at 129 or 125, it's already a high price. But then when someone sees $11 shipping on there, they're gonna be like, "Come on, man, for real." You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. Any little thing will run a buyer to the next listing. So you just definitely want to be mindful. Um, change your title structure up a little bit. And you don't have to do it the way that I recommend doing it, but I definitely would not do it the way that you're doing it. Just look around. I guess like you can do what I did and Google the eBay title structure, and you can at least do it the way that they're doing, which is a tiny bit better uh, than the way you're doing it. Because I just really feel like with these listings being jumbled up and like kind of like not the way that a buyer is going to look for them, it's going to make them harder to find than you want them to be, if that makes sense. But really cool items. Let's see what your sell through is real quick. Uh, hmm, trying to figure out. I don't know how to do this on this type of store. Okay, let's see. Sold. So one, two, three, four. Did you just sell those rock revivals while we were looking at them, bro? That'd be crazy if you did. So one, two, three items in a day. One, two, three. So about three a day. That's pretty good. You're making a decent little money there, man. Great start, for someone that just started selling clothes, man. You're picking up really good quality items. Nice on that Oakland athletics jacket. That's pretty good sell there, bro. You've got a good eye for the clothing that you are filson banger. The items that you're picking up and selling, you're picking up great quality clothing. I don't know where you're getting these from, but don't stop going there. You're doing a good job. Just try to work on that title structure and you'll do a lot. You'll go a lot further. Let me go over here to this video. Did you put your link in there? Or it's just key. Sorry, all the new people that came in. I haven't fully addressed you yet. I don't want to neglect you guys. Let's see. What's up, Special E Freedom? How you doing, bro? Buyer hasn't paid. I relisted. Oh, okay. Be careful. Stay on top of that just in case. So you don't get two two sales. Hey, look, it's Ray and Zesty. Donald Trump got arrested. That's got to be clickbait. All right, sorry guys. I watch a lot of stuff and Derek and Jasmine. That uh, where is the link at? No link? Well, if you pull the link up, uh, I can, or if you put your link in the store, I can look at your store for you. Let me scroll all the way down here. Yeah, I did. Okay, let me look for it again. Wait, I don't do clothing. Yeah, it's okay. I still don't see your link though. Hmm. Try it again, bro. I can post again, but it's not clothing. Yeah, that's okay. Just post a link to your store. Yeah, I'm not. I just only sell clothing, but I've sold everything before. And close some of these windows down. I got a million different windows up. All right. So let's see. We got Cash Alley came in. My store name is Alley's Auction. I adopted your photo taking technique. It's been super convenient. Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. Um I guess while I'm waiting on Key to put his listing in there, I'll go to yours, Alley's Auction. Hmm, I don't think that's it. Okay. Let me know if this is it. Let me get this off the screen. It's not showing. My store name is Soft Locked Games. Okay, yeah, I'll go to it after this one. Mm. So is this your okay. Is this your store? Okay, good deal. So we got vintage Asplund, vintage 1980s Russell Athletic double face hoodie, USA. Yeah, that's way all over the place. So you don't even have a gender in the title, and you don't want to lead with the year. You can lead with vintage Russell Athletic, but I would probably lead with vintage. What's the front of this look like? I would probably lead with vintage Asplund, whatever, however you pronounce this word. I would lead with that vintage Asplund hoodie, and then I would put men's size extra large, or you can use adult extra large if you want to, because the tag says adult, or no, it just says extra large. But I would put either a gender, men's gender or adult for the word. And then Russell Athletic, you don't have to put the word size or the keyword, the SZ, you don't need that in there. Uh so vintage Russell Athletic hoodie or vintage Asplund hoodie, men's extra large, Russell 1980s Russell Athletic, maybe made in the USA after that. I don't think you really have many keywords left for a more optimized title. You can shorten the vintage up to VTG and probably put uh, something else in there if need be, but it's pretty decent on the keywords. Good use condition, a few small holes, see photos. So let's see here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool hoodie though. All right. I would 1000% put measurements in here, like hands down, without a doubt, add measurements because that's going to eliminate a buyer buying the item without any idea of whether it fits or if it's shrunk or if it fits like a, because sometimes you don't know if it's an adult or a kid's. Like I literally sold some shorts that I had listed for a while uh, as a women's size, but they were a kid size. They were boy shorts, like for a boy, but I sold them to a woman and she's like, I hope you know that these are boy shorts. And I was like, I had no clue. I'm sorry about that. I do provide measurements in the listing to prevent things like this from happening, but no one's checking the measurements anyway. So, take that with a grain of salt. Let's see. Where's free expedited shipping? I would not do free shipping, but hey, to each their own. You also pay for return shipping. So, say the item gets someone buys it, you pay for shipping, right? Then on top of that, I return it and it's an INAD. So you got to get all the money back on top of paying for a return. So now you're losing twice. Even if it's not an INAD, you're paying for return shipping. So you still lose money twice on the shipping. Um, and you also have the option to make an offer. So I can lowball the crap out of you and you still have to pay for the shipping. So just keep that in mind as well. Um, let's see here. Solid snap, machine washable. Vintage, yes. So yeah, great keywords, fast shipping, top rated plus. You don't need to put top rated plus because number one, what if that changes? And number two, it's going to be in the listing. So it says it right here. Shop with confidence, top rated plus. You know what I'm saying? So like it's kind of like overkill. You don't want to you don't want to like spam information that is very obvious from just by looking at a listing. You got 13 people watching this thing, that's a good item. Let's move on to one more real quick. Let's do a lot of Legos. Okay, good thing to be bidding on or setting on an auction. Got lots of photos, close up, very good photos, so they can see which ones are good. They can determine the value they feel like bidding up to just by looking at what you got cooking. Uh, let's see, $10 shipping. So what is the logic for charging this listing is older? I have updated policy for shipping. Okay. So never mind. I guess that's why you're charging shipping on this now. $10 is still high for a bag of Legos though. Uh unless you're trying to do it for insurance purposes. I don't really know. Um yeah, super easy list. Item specifics are pretty much like all filled out for you. Very good. Let me go to a more recent listing real quick. Let's go see sellers other items newly listed. All right. Nike Dry Fit unisex size medium charcoal gray sweatpants, fleece lined pockets. I would definitely steer away from listing anything in the unisex. Well, I guess you did list them in the men's category though. I just wouldn't call them unisex because women are wearing men's clothes nowadays, like with no problem. So if a woman wants what they're looking for, they're gonna go to the men's category to look for it. You don't have to call it unisex. Women are not plexed up about wearing a dude's pair of jeans these days or some Harley tee. Uh, Still, title needs a little bit of work. I would just call these just flat out Nike pants, men's medium, gray. These are not charcoal. This is heather gray. So I would leave that word out. Just call them gray, period. And just call them Nike pants, men's medium, gray. Then you can put sweatpants in there as well as for another keyword. Fleece lined pockets. If you feel that's going to be a selling point, I would probably put something more in there like straight leg because joggers are really popular right now. So not the straight leg. So like probably put something that's going to be more determining on helping it sell. Measurements included. Do you have a waist measurement? I'll definitely get a waist measurement in there. Leg opening is good. That's going to save you a lot of trouble uh in the future. 8.95. Are these not first class though? What size are they? Medium? I really feel like medium will be on the cusp of first class. Try to get you a scale because you don't want to overcharge if you can get that to go first class. Activewear gray lined. And these are technically not lined. That's just the type of material they are. Those are mesh pockets as well, not fleece pockets. And that's not something you should probably have to point out either. That's not a selling point. So don't waste your time on stuff like that because that's not going to make or break or add value to the price of the pants. 19 bucks is a little bit high. Probably feel like they'll sell for like 12 bucks. Uh Unfortunately, they are a heavier pair. Okay. I would still like you to weigh them in future listings just to be on the safe side. If you don't have a scale with you handy, then that's totally fair. Try to get you one at some point in time in your future eBay career. That's going to help you out when it comes to charging a fair price. So hopefully that helps. I'm gonna jump to what was the name of your store, bro? Okay. Hillary plugged in the link. Boom. Alrighty. There we go. So, soft locked games, 98.3 positive feedback. Got to work on that, my guy. Um, if you were to offer free returns, most of the feedback you get can be removed unless you have a difficult buyer that just will not open a return. There's not much they can do about that. But if you have a buyer that buys something and they open a return, if you're top rated plus, they will remove the negative feedback for you. So, Sony PlayStation 3, super slim, PS3, 250 gigs, game console tester works. Pretty great title, pretty great price, and you got some good games. Uh, yeah, man, this is a really quality main photo. Great photos. Uh, Probably the only other thing I would recommend with 24 photos, you can open up those games and show the buyer the back of the games, or at least if they are complete. Uh, just because if someone doesn't bother to go down and look at your listing and see, which yeah, you do not put it there either, uh, if everything's complete. So just just something that I would have done as a when I was selling, systems with 12 photos, I tried to cram as much information in those photos as possible. Now we're blessed with 24 photos, which is much more valuable than 12, especially in a listing like this with so much going on. Let's see, $24 for shipping. I guess that's fair. You live in Massachusetts, so is that calculated or is that flat? Yeah, Hillary's a boss. Um, if that's calculated, I would assume it's been a while since I shipped something like this, but I would assume that you can it's calculated, okay. So, like, for me, you sending this to me calculated $24. For you sending this to Hillary, we're probably a little bit cheaper because you guys are so much more closer towards each other than you are to me. So I would assume if things are not as far off as what it used to be a year ago when I was still selling this type of stuff, you could ship this for 20 bucks with USP or with UPS. So maybe consider when it's something like this, charging a flat rate and then shipping it through UPS as a shipping option to give the buyer a little bit better of a shipping cost. Um, let's see, seller does not accept returns. I 100% don't recommend that, bro. That's probably why you let's go look at your feedback real quick and just see why you have negative feedback. See all feedback. Every game was scratched beyond playable, and the game's storage unit was missing, and the controller was missing battery holder. I guess that's why it's no returns accepted. Yeah, see, I would definitely, if I could give you one and only piece of advice is to accept returns, bro. Accept returns. When I got the game in the mail, I opened it up. The case was in pieces, and the artwork is ripped in half. Poor shipping. No, these are over 6 months or like 6 months ago, so you might have gotten better by then. But definitely turn on returns. It's going to save people from leaving you negative feedback because you could probably nip some of that stuff in the bud. Game works, but the case and manual are water damage. So take heed in these types of feedbacks because they're going to let you know things that especially like a collector or like, someone that's, like, really into this stuff, they want their stuff to be noted, the condition that it's in, whether that's a tear on one of the pages or, rabbit ears on the pages, like, they want that stuff to be noted, so, like, you gotta think about the category you're selling in and the type of person that's buying that stuff, especially if it's a collectible. Like, even the tape glue from GameStop or something where you peeled the label off, if you don't note that, that's gonna be something that, someone can complain about. So just keep that type of stuff in mind, uh, when you're doing your listing. So let's go back to this listing. And then just put as much information a and in the description without going overboard. Uh, game console testing works, come with charging dock. I would probably put, games are complete, no scratches or minimal scratches or have been resurfaced or something like that, case has a crack on it or something, if that type of stuff applies, then put that in there. But it looks like you got a steady source of electronics, so it's not, bad at all. PS3, another PS3 listing, super slim with 5 games. Um, damn it, got the plug, I don't know where you're sourcing that. Um, let's see, this may be at $25, located in Baytown, Texas. Okay, so what you got going on here, man? Are you like 'cause the last one said shipping from Massachusetts. The issues were resolved, they didn't change it. Did you ask them to change it? All you gotta do is just say, "Hey, I'm willing to do whatever I can to solve your issues, but can we work on a solution of revising the feedback as well?" Usually, if you go above and beyond to, like, solve the issue, they have no problem revising the feedback. Sometimes they might revise it to a neutral because I had a dude do that, he said I bugged him about changing the feedback, which I kinda did because I don't want negative feedback. But, most of the time this ain't even yours, man. No wonder. Most of the time, they're, willing to change the feedback. Let's get back to your store. How did I get to okay, these aren't your items, that's how that happened. Alright, few other items. My bad, man. Sorry about that. Newly listed. So, how many are you listing a day? So you're listing like 1, 2, 3. So your listings are, like, very random? Like, you listed a bunch that day, you listed 2. So what you need to do first and foremost is get a, consistent yeah, I see that now, bro. I'm like, super um, get a consistent listing goal, right? Uh, if it's 1 a day, if it's 2 a day, if, like, this day right here, you did 1, 2 no, it was this day, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, you did 5 on the 2nd, and then you did 1, 2, 2 on April 1st, then you did 2 on the 31st, 1 on the 30th, 1 on the 27th no, 2 on the 27th, 1 on the 24th, 1 on the t so, see, it's all over the place. So, instead of doing 5 on the 2nd, you shoulda just did 2 on the 2nd and drafted the rest, so that way you can do 2 every single day, you know what I mean? Not even depending on a dollar amount. But if you're gonna do listings, no matter what the dollar amount is, you should do the same amount of listings every single day, and that's gonna help you with consistent traffic. Like, the more traffic you have coming to your store, the more, in theory, your conversion rate will convert into an actual, sale. So, let's look at this Atari listing. Atari 2600 video game lot, Demon Attack, Pitfall, Atlantis Fast. Yeah, fast shipping. I mean, I guess that works. Uh, this is the type of listing where something like that would work at, but I would still probably try and find, a more suitable keyword, like something that's gonna make the buyer be like, "Oh, yeah, that's a good keyword," or like, "That's something I'm looking for," like, "That's a selling point." Um, fast shipping should already be implied. 570, great shipping price, very good. I haven't used but I don't know, man. They look very good. Have you tested these? Like, do you got an Atari laying around? Because I would not say very good unless they've been tested. Because you don't wanna say very good and then they just look good, but ain't good. It's kinda tough. So I would that's a very easy listing. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 item specifics. Boy, tell me that ain't the easy life. There's no way I would not be listing 50,000,000 a day unless I just didn't have it. So, yeah, man, your store looks great, though. You got your little banner going on and stuff. You got store categories set up, man. That's awesome. Um, a random pair of shoes. Okay. Yeah, but you're niche down for the most part. 453 items, you got 72 followers, let's go. You should really be using buyer groups and, like, sending your, previous buyers, coupons. I think not only wasting paper, also ink. What you talking about, Jason? Wasted paper. Do you print a packing slip? Oh, yeah, I do not print a packing slip. I've never printed a packing slip, not once. If I get a packing slip from someone, I throw it immediately in the trash, like, "What's that for?" You know what I mean? I mean, I know what it's for, but I don't need that. So, yeah, Imma get back to this chat. Hopefully that information helped you, bro. Let's see. Hmm. What's up, Jason? Um, Lisa, what's going on? Welcome. Do you add anything to your orders? No. I used to add a thank you card, uh, but then, haha, those aren't tested yet. I would definitely put that in the list of not tested. You go do that right now, bro. For sure, because those look really, really good, and you called them very good, and if they don't work, man, you got an INAD on your hands and a very negative feedback coming through. Um, yeah, so I was putting a thank you card in the listings, but that was really to just get my feedback up, so now I'm at, like, close to 3,000 feedback, and feedback doesn't I'm saying this with a grain of salt, guys, like, I don't mean that I don't care about feedback. If I didn't care about feedback, I would leave the negatives, but it doesn't matter to me as much as it did when I was trying to gain feedback. Now that I have a decent amount of it, I'm just letting it come naturally by doing a good job and providing good customer service and a great transaction. So if you do a good job, like what you're supposed to do, the feedback will come, on its own. So for me to keep wasting money on thank you cards is just not something I'm gonna keep doing because most of the time people throw that thing in the trash anyway. I've thrown every thank you card I got in the trash, except for when I first started selling on eBay, I would look at other people's thank you cards and be like, "Hmm, how can I make mine? What are they doing that I can put on mine?" That sort of thing. But before I became a seller, thank you cards are going directly in the trash along with whatever wrapping came with it, like, I'm not moved by tissue paper and, like, wrapping with a bow on it, like, it it does nothing for me. So, like, I'm not the perfect person to be like, put a lot of effort in. Throw a thing in a bag and send it to me, whatever it is. Um, yeah, a recent video you did help me. I didn't know you could send out bulk percentage offers to watchers. Yeah, I mean, now you can also do that with a grain of salt as well, 'cause you don't wanna send out, the same amount of offer or the same amount of percentage on an item been sitting for a year and you keep sending the same 20% off offer on it, maybe you need to go 35 on it this time, you know what I mean? See if that gets the thing sold, but, like, overall, if it's the same general stuff that I've been listing for the last couple of days and I'm getting offers on, then Imma send the same blanket offer out. Rarely do I scroll through to see what's going on and what items it is, but if I notice that I've had it for a long time, maybe at a glance, these 3 offers that I'm getting ready to send, one of them's been around for a long time. I'll probably do a private, not private, but, individual offer on that. I include a VR scan to a discount code in all my orders. Yeah, it's all good and dandy, it might convert, as long as it converts some of the time instead of none of the time, that's all that matters, so I just I'm just not doing it. Uh, a lot of people do, though. A lot of people, have a coupon code on their things and, maybe, like, a link to their YouTube channel, which, I mean, I guess I could see that in some niches, like, if you're, like, a sneaker seller, like, maybe that's cool, but I'm definitely not sending my buyers to my eBay store, to my YouTube channel, I mean. Like, those 2, like, that's not even a thought in my head is like, let me try and get my eBay viewers that buy these items that I overpriced because 'cause I'm buying them at advanced prices. Let's get them all mad because the piece of scum reseller out here charging still poor and all the other negative hate comments that we get as resellers out there, like, I'm good. Since the first, I've been listing a minimum for the last 4 days, been 7,595. Data board to keep track. So you did 7 one day, 5 one day, 9, and then 5 the other day? I would definitely, not launch all of those at one time then if they're gonna be that variable, like, those are not even except for the 2 fives, those are not even close to each other. So, what I would do is, like, I would probably make them 5 going live every day and then save reminder in the draft bank and just do a consistent 5. But at least you're not missing a day so far, that's a really great thing. Jason says, "So I've been listing 5 a day and selling 2 consistently for the last 3 months. Should I drop my daily listing goal? I have about 270 items in the store." If you have 270 items in the store and you're selling 2 a day, then you're doing perfect. The ideal sell-through is, what, 10%? So, like, 10% of 270 would be, like, 2 point something. So, I mean 3 a day would be, like, over perfect, you know what I mean? So, like, you're doing good at 2 a day. Let's see. Yeah, YouTube, man, at all, man. Appreciate the feedback and advice, though. Yeah, absolutely. I think someone else let's scroll back up here a bit. I think someone else wanted a store review. It says, "Thanks for the tips. I really enjoy your channel. I watch you when I work my other job washing dishes. You've motivated me to increase my listing goal. Have a blessed night." Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Um Jays and Denvers, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Tino says, "I wouldn't mind a quick story review if you had the time. If you're still here, put it in the, description. I'll look at it for you." Special E Freedom says, "Tried your keyword test, grunge, retro, distress, throwback, and they did better in that order. Grunge did the best by far." Yeah, grunge is really popular right now. Bobby, what's going on? I don't know if you're still here. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. I don't know if a lot of you guys probably have left already. Special E Freedom, though. I really think he's probably gone by now, but he just started a YouTube channel. So if you guys can, like, show him some love, that'd be great. Tell him I sent you. Tell him I said even though he left alive, I still sent him your way, bro. Um, so if I want to get to 5 a day, should I shoot for having 500 items in the store? Not necessarily. Just try to if you have a store, turn on sales, consider promoting. uh, accept more offers, send more aggressive offers, pick better quality items. You could do 5 a day with 300 items, it just depends on the amount of money that you're willing to accept on a sell to get the sell or, those things all come into play. Um, You don't have to have a large store to sell more items. You just have to have more, acceptance on accepting offers or sending more aggressive offers or just picking things that are in demand, you know what I mean? Like, if you're picking all PS5s up, all 5 of those sell today. Like, that's just all there is to it. 5 sales daily, I mean, you I had 10 sales a day with 1,000 items. Uh, what's going on? Yeah. Did I need 10,000 items or 1,000 items? Probably not, but I sell in a very saturated category, clothing is there's no shortage of it anywhere, and, I also didn't know the best, title structure when I first started doing, um, clothing like that. Let's see. Why can I not scroll? Okay. That's the link to Special E Freedom's channel. I guess, who was that? Tino is gone by now, but hey, no worries. Um, yeah, so if you got any more questions, go ahead and throw them in that real quick. I'm 51 minutes past my normal time, and I'd really love to get some dinner. You have 3 storage units total. Is it a lot of overhead? No. There's $210 total, a month. Very blessed. Some people pay $200 for one, like, 5 by 5, and I've got 3 units. So, it's a perk of living in the middle of the United States in a rural city. Like, there's literally cows next to my storage unit. So, that's how country it is down here. Um, just a blessing having nothing around, you know what I mean? Um, so Imma maximize that. That's the that's the one thing that I'm trying to do is keep all my inventory in one spot instead of having to drive from one storage unit to another storage facility to go to other units. I'm really glad that the landlord's building 4 more units inside the building that my storage units are in. So, I mean, if anything, I could snatch all 4 of those up and I'll have 7, 8 units by the time I think there will be maybe 10 total in there. If I can get all 10 of them, I wouldn't have to move for a while, but eventually I'll have to get me a warehouse because I do wanna hire somebody to start working in there. Let's see. That's a way more affordable than I thought it would be with the electricity too. Yeah, and it's climate controlled. So, it's just it's a building that has electricity already that he just ended up building storage units in, so it comes with the building. So, it's just a plus. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this one. If you guys want more individual help, we do have a free Discord between me and my buddy, Good Game Grabs. There is a link in the description for that. If you want coaching or one-on-one accountability, you can join my Patreon. There's a link in the description for that as well. It comes with a private Discord and direct access to me, almost 24 hours a day. Um, sometimes I'm gonna be asleep, sometimes I'm gonna be listening. But, it's a lot more direct than any other method to get a hold of me because I literally leave it up on my computer screen. Um, but if you don't wanna do that, you can also just partner with the channel. There's a biweekly private, what's it called? Live stream. One of these, just private between channel members, so we're all face to face, and it's a lot more direct and, like, more formal, and I can, like, literally, like, help you as best as I can for the time that we have together, but if you don't wanna do any of that, just continue watching these videos, man. That's really all you gotta do. But thank you guys. I really appreciate everyone's support. If you're catching this on the replay, smash the thumbs up, share it with somebody that's new, share it with somebody that might need a little bit of help. Uh, maybe they'll be able to learn something. Maybe not. Who knows? That's gonna do it for this one.